Uh, all right. So one of the first things I want to look at is uh, well, and actually there's a couple things I'll say here. Number one, your active items should look something like this at least, at the bare minimum. You should have 200 or 300 items up in eBay. If you want to run this like a business and see some serious income, then you've got to put the listings up there. You want to see a lot of listings. So that's really important. You need to get that volume up there. Honestly, don't worry, don't overanalyze, don't research everything until you're the lowest price or the best price or whatever. That doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter near as much as the volume of items up there and then using different keywords in your titles than other people do. That is what you need to focus on is the keywords. So get the listings up there, build as many as you can. That is what is going to make your business successful and produce. And that's really the basics of what it comes down to. Now, what I'm looking at here is my recent sold items. And I think this is what time period? Last 90 days. So last 3 months, I've got 351 sold items here over that period. So I'm doing about 100 and some items a month right now. This is with very little work put into my business because I've already put the time in. I've listed most of these items previously. I add very few items each week. Most of the items that I am selling here were previously listed either weeks ago or months ago, and some of them even a year ago. This, for example, I just love this. I just sold a tumbleweed just the other day, and this was put in over a year ago. It's been up for more than a year, and I finally sold one. This is the first one I ever sold. Kind of exciting there because it was a pretty good sale. It's a large, bulky item, unfortunately, that I had to put in the that I had to put into a great big box, and so it was bulky to ship. Didn't weigh a lot, but it was bulky, so it did cost a lot to ship. But they paid for shipping, so it was worth doing. It's kind of fun to have that tumbleweed in the winter, no less. We got a foot of snow all over the ground out here, but still able to pull one up without too much difficulty. So what I did recently was I came in here and looked at these items and noticed that some of them have been selling consistently lately. This one here is an item. I'll just open a few of these so I can show you these. And so these are some that I made adjustments to here. And this one I think I adjusted. So we'll go in and look at some of those. So here's an item I'm running low on stock. I've got 5 or 6 available, maybe a little bit more. I revised it just today and bumped the price up $1 or $2. If we look at what I've been selling them for, last one sold for $7, 777. So the last 3 that I've sold there, I've got to double check and see if I have another listing for that. So they don't sell often, but I'm running low on stock. I've sold lots, and well, as you can see, 47 of these, and hey, they've been nice to me. I paid maybe $10 for the entire box, and I'm selling them at $7 a piece. That's not too bad. And so I went in and raised. I think that's what I did was they were set at 7, and I raised it to 7.97, 97 cents higher. And let's. I've only got 6 left. No big deal if they sit there a little bit longer. They've sat there for months as I've sold them little by little. So let's see if I can get a little bit more out of the last ones. It's worked many times before as I've done this, so I'm thinking it is probably going to work now. Same thing with this one here. So we'll close that memory saver. So this one here is another item that for some reason has been selling pretty good lately. I've had 2 sales for this particular listing. I've got several listings for this type of item, but I've had 2 sales for this recently, just in the past few days here in December. Had one in November there, and they were selling for $32.77, and I thought, well, gosh, maybe I could mark that up a few dollars. So I bumped that up to $36.77. So I pushed it up. I do still have the buy or the make offer, so they can offer the lower price if they want to and sell them. But I'm going to test it, see what happens for a week. They seem to be selling this time of year, so maybe I can sell more of them at higher prices. So that's my my thought process there. We'll scroll this up a little bit to look at some of the others that have sold. In fact, there's another one right there that I think I did the same thing with. We'll go look at that one next. So similar kind of item here. This one has had 19 sell, and again we had 2 here in January, 1 in December, 3 in November. So they've been selling pretty consistent as well. And they've been selling at that $9.97 price. And so I looked at it and thought, well, maybe I can increase that price. So I bumped it up, and it says it's trending at $12.63. Well, why not put mine? In fact, I could probably put it right up at that. Let's go ahead and do that. If it's trending at that price, then there's no reason I can't sell it at that price. And so we're going to do that and bump it up just a little bit more, and just like that. Make a quick adjustment here. It's going to get rid of my bid, so I'll have to update that. And so since this is an item that is selling pretty consistently for me, I'm bumping it up just incrementally a little bit at a time to see if I can continue selling it at slightly higher prices. Okay. And then again, if I'm running low on stock, here's another one that's been absolutely wonderful to me that I've been selling at pretty consistently lately. And I've got 17 lots of these that have sold, and all sold at the asking price at $11.99. So hey, why not bump that up a couple dollars? Maybe somebody will still pay for it. I've got maybe a third of my inventory left on those, so we'll try it. So I did that. And then this one, same kind of thing. I've sold 18 lots of these. Are these, let's see, this is 2 of them. So I've got 2 of that item in there, and I've sold 18 of them. And when people buy these, they generally are not buying just one lot. This one bought 3, this one bought 6 recently, and they don't sell all that often, but hey, I figure they've sold pretty good at that price. I'll bump it up. So I bumped that one up a little bit. So this is something that I do every once in a while. I'll come through my listings. Sometimes if they haven't sold, I might lower the price a little bit if I can afford to. Otherwise, I'll leave it alone. But I have found with many of these items that I can increase it $1 or 2. That doesn't hurt people very much overall. If they're buying 6 of these and I'm increasing it $2 per item, then there's $12 more that I buy next time somebody, or that I earn next time somebody buys 6 of them, right? And so I went through all of these listings. I haven't gone through all of my listings, but I went through several of my most recent items and bumped up the price a bit on some of them. Now this one here takes me into a little bit of discussion on one of the products that I bought at wholesale, and I've been selling this fairly well. I've got this listed 4 or 5 different listings with different images and different keywords, but they've been selling pretty consistently at $475. All right, they've been selling at that fairly consistent. Why not bump it up a little bit? And I need to do that on all the other listings that are similar, and so I bumped it up $1. Let's see what happens. Well, this happens to be an item that I buy in bulk from China. And I'm not making a huge amount on these, but I am making money. It is profitable, and so that's something I like to do every now and then. Now, you can go out and look for items to sell. You can do the research to try and find something to sell, or you can use experiences from everyday life and find items that maybe you're looking for, that you need for different things. The more active you are, the more interesting you are. Maybe the more creative you are, the easier this will be. And if you feel that you're not that creative, that you're not at that level where you need to be able to easily come up with ideas and products and stuff, get there. Work at it. You can do it. Everybody can. It's not like I have any kind of special gift that I haven't worked at. So let me tell you just a little bit about some of the items that I've researched, and you can actually take this example right here. and we could go look for that. If we go out here to aliexpress.com, aliexpress.com is a website. There it is. This is a site where you can buy directly from China and other overseas locations. And we could come right over here, and they do have different things right on their website that you could look at. Maybe we could buy this little metal puzzle. Maybe that's something that people would pay for, right? And so we could look at that. We've got this little planter hanger thing. Maybe that's something that people would buy. You could do bras, you could do clothing, you could do sunglasses, belts. I mean, all of these products are possibilities of things that you could sell. But we've got an idea here of one, right? We've got this snore, stop snoring nose clip. Well, what if I just put in the word snore into AliExpress? Let's see what comes up. Are there products that they'll show me that maybe I could sell that I wasn't thinking about? Well, yeah, here's one. Maybe somebody wants to buy this stop snoring mouth guard solution. And once you see an item like that, don't just go in and buy that one or research only this one. Same thing here, a wristband, wristwatch item. Here's a little chin strap stop snoring device. Here's another one. Here's the little nose strip things that they use, generic brand names. But there's all of these different products and varieties of things. So we could research every single one of those to see what they're selling for on eBay. And I'm telling you, even if it's close, if you can get this item for $5.99 and you see it selling for between $9.99 to $15.99 for the same or similar product, go ahead and list it at the $15.99. Buy one or two of them. You don't have to. It's free shipping. $6. Buy one, buy two maybe to get started. And if one sells, take that $15 and go back and buy two more. And when another one sells, go back and buy two more. And then, you just keep building your inventory until you've got 4 or 5 of those at least available, right? And then once you've got those, you've got a bit up there, then you can stop rebuying until your inventory starts going low. But look at all those products that came just from one word searching there. So that's one way to do this. Now, some of you may be aware that I have been working on inventing my own product. If you continue listening to me here this year, you'll see more of this, but I'll just show you real quickly. This is the second prototype of the knife sharpener product that I've developed. And I've got the third prototype out right now. Here's the first prototype. Was this one here, and I probably ought to switch those. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Nobody else knows, but that was my first prototype. This one was my second prototype, and now I am ready to start marketing with this third prototype. Obviously, I need to fix that image and update my my banner and my website. This isn't ready to launch or anything yet, but I will be updating that and presenting this information to the world. And this is my own invention that I worked on and started. And it's been fun. You don't have to invent your own product necessarily. But through this process, as I've been inventing this product, I've had to look for different parts for it. It's a creative process that got my mind thinking about out of the norm things and other things that I can work with and that can help me. And this little attachment right on the end there is a little rubber grommet. Well, guess what? I went into eBay the other day, and you can laugh at me here a little bit. Let's look at my purchase history. So I came into eBay and did a search for that recently and found this lot of rubber grommets right there. And I thought, hey, that's pretty good, and with all the listings I saw on eBay, this was the lowest price, $14.99 for 100 of them. So I bought 2 lots, $29. Okay, and I felt good about that. I thought that's cheap. Those, I'm going to use those. That's 200 of my Viper Sharp products that will now have that little rubber stopper that they need. Okay, it goes on the end of the tool there to keep it from sliding too far forward and damaging the knife. So, I bought that and I was happy with it. Well, then I went and did a search on Google. And I think it was this one here, probably Granger, that I found, or one from the Granger.com. And lo and behold, here I can get 50 of them for $2.09. $2.09 for 50, so that's $4.18 instead of $15. I paid $10 too much, didn't I? All right, no sweat. I found that immediately after I bought it on eBay. I was in a hurry. I went to eBay. I found what I wanted. I looked at maybe five and said, "Oh, this looks like the best price. Boom, I'll get it." Here's a prime example, guys, of how you can take a product, go do extensive research, find a lower price for it somewhere. Use this one. I mean, I'm not, I might do it myself, but not right now. I've got too much on my plate. Use this one right here, Granger.com. All I did was do a search for rubber grommets, 1/8 inch inner diameter, right there. And then I looked at the results. Granger.com comes up as one of the first organic search result, pack of 50 for $2.09. Now I suppose I'm going to have to pay some shipping on that, so that's not my total cost, right? But what if I get 5 packs of 50, right? And add that to our cart here. I don't want to do auto delivery necessarily. All right, let's view my cart. What's my shipping cost going to be? Let's see how realistic they are. So it's $10.45. Estimated standard shipping is $10.48. Seems a little bit high, but even doubling my cost there, that's still not too bad. And let's see, doesn't really give me a, okay, enter shipping, zip code, check availability. Okay, yep, so it is going to be that amount. Well, what if I increase this? Is the shipping going to stay the same? If I do 10 of those, and where can I update? Update all. Shipping stays the same, $10.48. See, so I can order several bags of those, pay the same price that I paid for 200 of them, but get 500 of them. And then I can go over to eBay and create a listing just like that on eBay, right? I mean, what a great idea! What a great opportunity for me. And so that was just me searching for an item that I needed. And maybe it's maybe it's a tool for the kitchen. Maybe it's a gift for a friend or a grandchild. Maybe it's a new pair of shoes. I don't care what it is. If you are in need of something, go do some research for it and think about it as a product that you might sell on eBay. And it doesn't have to be something that you need. If you're saying, well, I don't need to buy anything right now. Okay, well, let's start looking anyway. Start with this rubber grommet idea. So we've got the one size that you can make money on. What about other sizes? What if we had a 3/16 internal diameter ID? What if we had a 1/2 inch? What if we had a 1/4 inch? What if we had, right? They're all varieties. I mean, you could do an entire eBay business off of this one product right here and have 100 different variations and sizes that you sell. Now, all of a sudden, I hope that sounds a little bit better. Now, it's bigger than just a few dollars here. We're looking at many things. And this is an easy thing to store and ship. I mean, you can put thousands of these in a drawer, for crying out loud. All right, well, let's continue it. Next thing I looked for was I need a hex key. I need an Allen key or hex key for my product. I need it to be 5/32 size. And so I went searching for that. And again, I found things like this site right here. Here we are at 16 cents a piece. Well, what do we have over on eBay for that product? Let's go over here and look for hex key or keys. Yeah, keys. 5/32. And there we've got 5 pieces for $1.45 plus shipping. All right, so we can sell them in groups of 5. That's not it's not a huge markup there, but there are others that do mark up well. Plus, here's one. Look at that, $3 for 2 of them. Let's look at just sold listings. There's a lot of 10 for 229 plus shipping. That's like $5 actually for that. It's only going to cost $2 to ship that, but there's a single one right there for $199. Look at how they advertise that guitar Allen hex key wrench for truss rod adjustment. So they're selling this specifically to people who have guitars. They're probably shipping that with just in an envelope, first class with a stamp. But if you sell them in lots, let's see, highest first. What have we got? So they were getting fancier stuff in there, but we probably got lots of them. 100 hex gallon wrench, short arm, 100 of them for $9, $9.99. That might be a good place for me to look and see if they have any more of these. Generally, when they see something like that, though, it's not a consistent product. They're doing what I'm doing, and they get it from a surplus lot, and so they're not going to have more of them necessarily. All right, so this one doesn't look as good as the rubber grommets. We're not multiplying by 5 or 10. We're not getting such an increase. No big deal. Keep looking. What other items do we have? Can we take that over here, and can we see that at AliExpress? What do they have related to rubber grommets? Well, there's some black and white. There's a box of collection of different sizes. Here's some oil seal rings. Now that's interesting that would come up. I have sold a lot of those. There's 100 pieces for $23.18. That's another item that I've sold recently here. I swear it was just yesterday or the day before there it is right there. So this is another lot of items. I got a bag of, I don't know, 10,000 of these or something, and I sell them for $7.75 per lot per 100. That's been a good money maker. They don't sell all that often, but they sell. Okay, so again, just start looking for things that are opportunities. And yes, you'll spend some time doing your research initially, but it's worth it when you find that item that does sell for you, that is working. These larger O-rings, I've sold some of those at good prices on eBay. Another thing that I had from one of my surplus lots. So lots of possibilities here with just researching. Like I say, start with something that you're thinking of buying or that you want to buy. Here's another one that I increased the price on recently, half-finger gloves that have been up there for months not selling. And all of a sudden, they're starting to sell. I think it has to do with winter and the cold that people are buying them, December, right? So there's 2 lots on that one. So now they're starting to make me money. Well, I'm glad I held on to them. Okay. And those were up, increased a little bit because again, now they're selling. Oh, well, it wasn't the price; it was the season. That's what I decided here. Is it was just a matter of the season. So let's go ahead and raise the price a little bit. The season is here. They're not going to sell every day necessarily, but when they do sell, why not make it a buck extra? Okay. And so that's just part of that research that I've done. There's another item there that you might look for, a filter, a range hood filter. What if we just put the word filter out there into AliExpress? There's thousands of different things that come up there. A lot of camera filters that might work. And you get out here and you start researching. It doesn't have to be on AliExpress either. I did some of these researches just on Google. And if we come back to this initial Granger result here that I found. That was just a Google search for a very specific product. See, I just did a very specific search. And if you do those specific searches, and look at what I'm dealing with here. Look at, in fact, let's go back. I want to look here at, let's see, let's do a search for rubber grommets with recent first listings. So today's January 1st. How many rubber grommet type products have sold today? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 just today that sold. These guys are selling 20 pieces of this little rubber grommet for $16.95. I'd bet that you could probably find those out there for a lot less. They're a consistent seller. What about yesterday? 1, 2, 3, 4. We probably got similar numbers of sold items yesterday. Now here's another interesting thing. Look, now we're looking at something different. 2-hole rubber grommet. Well, we can research that, right? We've got rubber stopper grommets or hole bungs or rubber stoppers. Well, let's research all those key phrases, right? Firewall choke cable rubber grommet for a Datsun. Now that might be a little more specific. I don't know if we can find something out there like that, but somebody sold it. Probably could. And you can also do a little bit of research on these to find out how often they're selling on eBay. We could do research for this specific one, And if you're seeing them, I mean, if this is a case where you can buy 100 of these for, they're selling 10 pieces. If you can buy 100 of them for $2 and they're selling 10 of them for $3, plus shipping on this, by the way. How much are they charging for shipping here? $2.94. This is coming from Great Britain. What if you were a U.S. seller and we wanted to sell it to, and somebody wanted one here in the U.S.? Well, they don't have to go to Great Britain or order from Great Britain now. We've got some up there for them, right? Bowl hose grommets. Hookah, shisha, nargila. I don't know what that stuff is, or I think that has to do with what, smoking or pipe or something. I don't know what it is, but I'll bet they're cheap somewhere. AliExpress, Google, searching for the specific size of the item or something. You're going to find things out there that you can get dirt cheap somewhere else and resell on eBay for a good profit. Now here's a vintage full boot keychain, leather upper, rubber sole, grommets, laces, 4 inches. I don't know if that's a consistent selling item or not. That looks like a very unique keychain piece there. You might be able to find something like that over on AliExpress. Let's take this out here and look for keychain. Look at that. Keychain and keychains and jewelry. We've got Minions keychains. We've got little fuzzy ball keychains. We've got Captain America keychains. Now these I would be a little more careful about and be a little leery about selling items like that, because these are not licensed when you're getting them from China. So using those characters is going to be a little sketchy. You want to focus on something like this or this, that isn't necessarily character related, because you can get into trouble for selling licensed stuff, stuff that isn't properly licensed, branded stuff. So, but we got all these other options of things that we could sell. So you could make good money just selling keychains. So basically what I hope to inspire in you today is that you will get out there, do some research, start with rubber grommets, for crying out loud, start with hex keys, start with keychains, start with anything you can think of. A purse hook is one that I looked at years ago, because my wife uses it to hang her purse on the side of the table at a restaurant, so it's not sitting on the floor. It's a popular product. Maybe we can pick those up for $1 over at AliExpress in China and sell them for $5 or $10 on eBay. Okay, do a little bit of research. Now, don't get overwhelmed with the research. If you see 1 or 2 that are selling on eBay for a high enough price that you've got a good profit margin in there, invest a few dollars for it. Okay, if you seriously can't afford to invest $10 or $15 on some product like this, then you need to look at some of the other creative strategies, and specifically the selling sticks and pallets and garbage and selling nature. Look at some of those webinars and go use some of those strategies. I'll give you one example before I end the webinar here. If you have any questions, please put them in now. Bring them up and put them in here. Any comments you want to make with the webinar, because we're going to end real soon here. So I had a student that I was talking to just the other day. She's in Texas, and she was concerned that she didn't have any money to invest in any kind of product, didn't have anything to sell, and felt even that she couldn't afford to cover the cost for a 1 or 2 week period for a dropship item. And so I looked at, grabbed her address, said, okay, well, let's go and look out here and see where you live and see if there's anything out there that we can do. I put the address in Google Maps and pulled up her location there and looked at that, put satellite on and looked at the area. And lo and behold, we've got right to the south and west of her, both south and west, trees all over the place, in a little wilderness area. I said, what kind of trees are those growing to the south and west of you? I said, oh, well, there's oaks, cedars, and pecans mostly. I thought, okay, well, let's check that on eBay. Is anybody selling any of that kind of stuff or something made from those things on eBay? And I put in the word pecan. And I just checked pecan and pecans on eBay. And guess what? People are selling pecans on eBay. Not only are they selling pecans on eBay, but let's show you here. They are selling pecans from Texas. Now I'm seeing a lot. There we are, Texas. Oklahoma. Do you live in Oklahoma? Do you have pecan trees? Texas pecans. Okay. January 5th, January 5th, January 5th, January 5th, 40, 27, 29, 36, January 5th, 7, January 4th. So we're looking at least $100 a day in pecans selling on eBay. One idea, one product, right? For some of you, this product is literally littering the ground around you, and all you got to do is go pick it up. It's not the only thing like that. I sold a tumbleweed the other day, for crying out loud. Now, granted, it was up there for quite a while, but I've sold a lot of other things on eBay that are just available in nature, that are laying around on the ground. You can do that kind of thing with eBay. Get creative. Do whatever it takes to get out there and start selling. Do some research for some simple little mundane items. This little rubber grommet thing, I think that's amazing. I think that's a wonderful idea. It's a simple thing. It's an everyday product. It's not something that is trendy or that everybody's looking for, but people are making money with it. Put 100 different variations up there, you can make some serious cash. All right. So I don't see any questions, so we're going to go ahead and end the webinar tonight. I thank you all for joining. Get out there, work at it, be aggressive, put forth the effort, get your listings up there to where you have hundreds of listings and you're treating this like a business, and you will see results. They will come.